What's up guys, my name's Gamer360 Sports and this will be the last commentary I ever make on this channel because let me tell you, it's time to move on with life. This will be a long commentary to listen to, so sit back and enjoy the whole entire thing because I expect this to go to at least 10 to 20 minutes to explain what's been going on and why I am moving on from YouTube videos involving this channel. Let me start off from the beginning. I started YouTube for one reason only, to practice commentating and practicing sports announcing for the future because I wanted to do that as a career. Back when I first started on a channel called NASCAR 163 Studios, which I hope you guys don't check out because it's an absolute embarrassment, basically that channel was the first channel I ever made. And back then, it has about 12 videos and you know, I had completely no idea what I was doing. Back then, it was pretty hilarious when you think about it when you listen to the commentary, because it was about a 50% dislike and like ratio when you explain about it, but basically, it was like the most hilarious thing you'll ever hear, especially something called NSBS Draft Part 2 if you want a good laugh. Then I started up this channel, and that channel was after I got nose surgery on August 8th, 2011. That date, I started up a new YouTube channel and wanted to abandon the old channel, which basically had 50 subs and no popularity. And instantly, it was a success. I don't know how it was successful. It got 50 subs within the first month with the series of Bobby Chirino. And back then, I sucked at commentating. People were saying you're decent, but you suck, or you're the most annoying thing I ever heard in your entire life. That's when I started deciding people aren't even energetic anymore on YouTube. So I decided to bump up the energy to a point where it was distorting every single second. I was screaming my head off, driving everyone within a 2-block radius up the wall. Somehow, people liked this style. People were disliking this like crazy. Take the first episode of Rebuilding the Lions. That was the worst episode in the history of a Madden series on YouTube. It got claimed by EA, so you can't see that anymore. But back then, I was terrible back then as well. And now let's skip ahead to the past couple of months. That's when I made a turn for the greatest for this channel. I took a break after the Sports Commentators March Madness after I realized the quality I was putting out was not the best I could do. It was the worst I can do. I was forcing myself back then to make videos. I don't even know how I made the Sports Commentators March Madness, and I probably got in, if there wasn't a subscriber seeding, I'd probably be a 16th seed. That's how bad it was back then. And then I decided when I came back in May that it was actually time to put out my best potential. That's when I started doing broadcast style commentating where it was actually in the broadcast booth, not just like a standard stereotypical commentary. Back then, before when I came back, basically I was forcing myself to do the commentating. Now it was when I was actually enjoying myself with the commentating. That was with the Astros and the Minnesota Twins and all that kind of stuff. My voice was getting better and better. Specifically with the coaching carousel prelogue. That is the greatest video I've made in my entire life. And it shows that I can actually commentate at that kind of skill in real life. Skip ahead now to late July. Basically, that's when I started thinking I have to start thinking about college because I'm going to a college called St. Clair College in Canada. Basically, if you follow me on my new Twitter, which I'll tell you guys in the description and at the end of this video, you guys know it's one of 3 mediaplexes in the world. It's a 2-year program for a diploma. So basically, it's not like in the US where a 2-year college gets you like a short kind of bachelor's degree or something like that. It's just a diploma where you can move on to get your bachelor's and then your master's somewhere else. Basically, when I was talking on Twitter, you know, raging off a little bit, this person called Ryan LaFrance, who I call Ryan La Idiot or the worst commentator ever, basically drove me up the wall because That's when we got into a Twitter argument over a stupid thing I don't even remember anymore. Basically, it showed how shady the sports commentating kind of community has turned into for the worst. Because within 3 tweets, he brought in his best friend, which was a giant WWE commentator that basically I talked to once back in 2012. This guy basically started off a whole Twitter argument, and now that started making me think at the end of this argument that why do I want to be in a community where the other commentators think they're the shit when they absolutely suck and deserve and milk off the bigger commentators. I myself, I only posted once on SGU. I posted on RSS and TGN Sports. Not the best community channels in the world. SGU was the best opportunity for me and even had more views at the time than the video that came out later that day. Basically, let me explain to you guys something. Right now, when I started off in August, that's when I realized I don't want to do this anymore. That's when I realized I need to move on if I want to be successful. I didn't want to make a video because, well, I know some of you guys would respond in a way where it'd be like, well, F you too. I want a coaching carousel. I won't support you when you move on. Like that kind of comments made me suspend making this video for a month. Because the reason why I never decided to make a video for this at the beginning of August was because main reason I really did not want to see the response in the comment section, because I'm a person with Asperger's, if you guys don't know. That is mild autism as of June 2013. So I'm technically just off the spectrum for autism. And I'm supposed to be going into journalism at this college where I have to focus on my future. And I can't just make videos every time I get home. When I start college on September 3rd, it's not like the US where it starts on August 15th. On September 3rd, I have classes every day from 8 to 6, which is 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 4 days a week. I've been also looking for an actual job to help me get through school. I also am on ODSP, or on Ontario Disability Service. Basically, I'm getting disability money for helping me live through my life, because from what they're saying, they think it's going to be hard for me to get a job in my career. And the only opportunity to actually earn money these days is through getting an actual job. I wanted a YouTube partnership when I turned 18, but it never turned towards that direction, and I didn't want to partner with TGN once again after what happened with TGN Sports, where they promised me a partnership, got me through halfway through the partnership process, and then canceled my partnership application when they switched contracts. Basically, that made me not want to sign with the only network interested in me, where it was a $2 CPM from when I last heard. Let me tell you something. If you want to move on with life, you have to focus on what you think helps you along in life. Because YouTube helped me along in life in high school. In college, it won't. Because the college I'm going to has its own newspaper, its own TV show, its own podcast show, 2 internships in your second year of college, as well as a possibility to get a certificate, a graduate certificate, up in year 3, or go on for a bachelor's. I don't want to go to my university, which is the University of Windsor. University of Windsor is the worst university in Southern Ontario. In fact, the province of Ontario, in terms of qualifications. Usually people who go to that university, or just go to the college, stay in Windsor, Ontario for the rest of their lives. Now, I'm aiming towards Michigan State University. Look up the transfer agreements for my St. Clair College program. You can see I only have 2 transfer credits, and that's it. US colleges and universities do not, and I repeat, do not usually take transfers from Canada unless it's a rare basis. And Michigan State is one of the few colleges within driving distance of my area that actually would accept me for my program. So basically, I have to get a 4.0 GPA as well as do great in my internships and do great every single thing I do at the college to get considered. Because I also have been looking more into the program, and I've started in the past couple of days start talking to my fellow people that are in the sports writing department at the college. Because one of these guys right now is the journalist of the year for the college. Another is the editor that's going to be setting me up to start on day one at the college writing for the newspaper. Let me tell you, I will not have time to make YouTube videos with that. Plus, I want to focus more on sports blogs and sports videos. Not sports gaming, sports videos. Like, basically I want to write more sports blogs. Either on the Dodgers, the Detroit Lions, or any major thing that comes up in my mind. That's supposed to start, hold on, let me just look at my calendar, on September 2nd, that's Labor Day. Basically, I have no intentions of making any more videos on this channel. The Twitter I use for this channel will be now defunct, which means I will not be using that Twitter. Let me tell you something. Here is some advice to anyone starting off on YouTube and wants to be a sports commentator. Pick the genre that you know the most. Do a commentary style that you know will be the best of your ability. If you want to be funny, make sure you're funny out of the gate and don't half-ass your first video. Make it the best video possible every single video. Do not start YouTube without a high-quality mic or an HD PVR. And I repeat, do not quit YouTube in the first 2 months of your first channel. Because if you quit too early, because the chart shows in my calculations where I've seen, basically, YouTubers slowly grow as they get older. Let's say you start a channel at 14 years old. You have a squeaky voice and you're new to YouTube. As you get older, turn 15, you're about 200 subs. Turn 16, you're soon to 1,000 subs. Turn 17, you're up to 5,000, 10,000. 18, that's when the rising parabellum, I forget what it was for math that I'm talking about. The rising arc, let's say that, goes up once you turn 18. 18 to 21, those are the ages where you start growing to the point where you're up to 200,000 subs, 1,000,000 subs, 2,000,000 subs, the greatest YouTuber of all time kind of status. Because most YouTubers had your struggles 2 years ago. Because Straight Up Boston, he had a squeaky voice. Viper, he had an extremely squeaking voice. These guys are 15, 16, 17 years old. In a couple of years, they're going to be up to 50,000 subs. Because they're going to be 17 to 19 years old. You cannot quit YouTube too early. And 100% of YouTubers that have potential quit too early or do not use the right kind of commentary style to their voice. Let me tell you something. Pick 5 series. I made the wrong choice and did 18 series at one time. You cannot do multiple series without your subs demanding one or the other and unsubbing. You have to focus on 1 to 3 games and have 5 series. One mistake people also make is making a series too long. Take Franchise City for example. This is not a shot at him, but this is an explanation. You cannot have a career mode last the entire game. It has to be done, for example, let's say you do Road to Glory. By the time, if you started one in July, you better finish it by September, October. Because that's when the interest for Road to Glory drops off the table. You won't get any views on Road to Glory past October. Unless it's like Joe Classy for Franchise City on MLB 2K where he's only got 1 to 2 seasons in. Basically, you have to go in a bunch of seasons in for a career mode. Franchise City, as well as many others, do 1 to 2. To get interest, like Mr. Hurricane's interest and SGU's interest, you need to go 4, 5, 6, up to 7 years in a coaching carousel / franchise. You have to go in a career. All 4 years in college, maybe 3, and then 3 to 4 years in the NFL as he rises up in his career on Madden 25. This is advice that you need to take advantage of early and make sure you do not mess up if you're interested in YouTube videos. But let me tell you, back on topic, I am done making YouTube videos. The Twitter that I'll be using now for my sports blogs, college, personal life, sports tweets, everything like that will be the following. At Justin P Sports. That is capital J, capital P, and capital S. Which means, if you want to stay in tune with me, follow me on that Twitter, because that will now be where you'll see all my sports blogs, all my tweets, everything. My Gamer360 Sports Twitter is defunct as of right this second. No more tweets except for the upload YouTube video tweet will ever be on that Twitter again. It will go abandoned. On the new Twitter, you'll be seeing as of September my actual face. It's pretty decent, but if you looked at the NASCAR 163 Studios one, I do not have an afro anymore. I have a mustache now. I wear different clothes now. My hair is neater now. Basically, let me tell you, right now, if you were a person that looked at that channel within the past 5 minutes, started laughing your head off, and said, oh my gosh, you sucked back then, I do not even look like that anymore. Now, for the most part, you'll still see me on Xbox Live. I got a ton of money on the next generation of consoles. I'm probably going to sell my old HD PVR because once the next generation comes out, it goes defunct. Because, let me tell you something. The PS4 and the Xbox One will not be available for HD PVR capabilities anymore. That means YouTube will have a tough time on moving on within the next 5 years in the next generation. There's going to be commentators moving on the next gen. Some are going to stay on the current gen and never move on to next gen. It's going to become a messy situation. That's what I want to say. Overall, you will not be seeing me on YouTube anymore. You'll be seeing me on a different Twitter. Not talking about YouTube anymore that much. Sometimes sports gaming. Excuse me. And you will never see me say, what's up guys? This is Gamer360 Sports, or my name is Gamer360 Sports, ever again. It will now be, if you ever see me on channels like Fox, CBS, ESPN, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, TSN, Rogers Sportsnet, any of those stations, it will be, what's up guys, my name is Justin Prince, here with today's broadcast from so and so. I am done YouTube. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me for the past couple of seasons and couple of years. And thank you for going on this entire ride. I am out. Thank you for following this channel.